Game on, everybody! The loser bracket continues. And I have to admit something. There was a little bit of miscommunication, and I told all of you at the beginning of this tournament, round number 1 is gonna be a best of 3 and then only best of 5s. And I was actually misled. They lied to me. Actually, they didn't. There was some honest miscommunication. So pretty much we have another best of 3 here. This is the second round in the losers bracket. It's a best of 3 series. The winner bracket final and the losers bracket final are both going to be best of 5 matches, and the grand final is a best of 7. Let me actually check that real quickly with my setup here, and indeed that's the case. So yeah, that's what's happening here. So a little bit of a problem, but we figured all of that out. No, this is the last best of 3 series, I promise. After this we're gonna go best of 5. But yeah, we are on Cursed Hollow, and of course the in-house league is kicking and is doing extremely well. Games were fantastic so far, and now we have Team Zaelia against Team HasuObs. It's actually quite interesting because all these teams have actually been in the same group. So the teams that now are in the loser bracket have been in Group A, and Nick versus Zaelia, for example, in the group stage, Team Nick took them down, but then Zaelia yesterday with his boys just absolutely obliterated them. Now we are in the second round of the losers bracket, and who does Zaelia go up against? Another one of these teams that they had to play in the winner in the group stage, in Group A, Team HasuObs. So now the two bad boys are gonna go up against each other again, and since Zaelia and Team have stepped it up quite a little bit from the group stage onwards, this is gonna be a very different ball game now. So Cursed Hollow is our map, in the first map in the best of 3 series. We have Rhaegar banned, the Bloodlust set up too strong these days, and kinda sad that the Slug is also eliminated. A little bit annoying, would have loved a bit of Abathur play here. But with Hazu on the other side, they didn't want to risk it. Even with Rhaegar eliminated, Sanctification still fantastic, and Tyrael has really come back in one of those top positions as a tank in the European meta currently. On this map, of course, even more so than on others, since there's a lot of choke points where you want to use your Sank, where you can also withhold your Holy Ground on level 13, just cordon off opponents, drive a bit of a wedge between the opponent's team, control the boss spot, amongst other things. So it's a pretty sweet setup that they have. Banana H on Ana. Banana's Ana. I'm just waiting for the time when he is regularly gonna get that hero banned out again, but at least yesterday I think he was able to play her pretty much in nearly every game, with a huge success too, of course. ETC played by X-Ray, one of his preferred tanks, where he has the biggest boom there for sure. And, well, let's have a little bit of a look what's going to happen on the side of Team Zaelia now. I still want to see what the damage dealer is. And it was incredibly refreshing, actually, to see Zaelia a lot on the damage yesterday. When they played in the group stage, he was mainly focused on the support role, was playing a lot of Malfurion in particular. But seeing him on damage was kind of fun. A couple of the builds that he used in some of the heroes were a bit 2017, but it was kind of cool to see him again, like in this element, you know, where he started with heroes, where he went into the damage role and just took opponents apart, and had a couple of really cool plays there as well. Now, with Cursed Hollow, of course, being set up, Zeratul is actually getting banned here too, so no setup with that. We have, with Tyrael, also Blaze. This is like the double layer of protection with the bunker that can come in to protect the team, the Sanctification. A lot of stationary control on a single spot, if you so want. And that enhances, again, the capabilities around the boss spot. Now, for anybody that hasn't really caught any of the action just yet, again, a quick reminder that we actually have Tassadar banned for the entire tournament. So today is the final day. We're going to go through all of the matches, or the remaining matches today. Tassadar won't make an appearance, yeah? But this is obviously on patch 50.0. So we have the new mechanics in, which you know if you watched any of the games so far already. Greymane and Rexa get both picked. That's a pretty beastie setup over there. We have a cow, we have a wolf, and we have that thing. Apparently Rexa is an orc. Maybe his mom was an orc. I don't know what his dad was. Okay, so last two picks. Team Zaelia, what are we gonna get? We still need the support for them. Malfurion and Sylvanas. Yeah, Sylvanas with that little stealth buff that she obviously got now. And Hazu, last but not least, let's check out what we're gonna get for him. We definitely need a little bit more damage on their side. Yeah, Medivh was banned out, yep, indeed, or from Team Zaelia on the 3rd position. So there's that. And with this, let's go and check out our last pick. Bit of mage pressure. I missed a good Jaina, by the way. And it's Junkrat.
It's a perfect day for some mayhem.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 of the best of 3 here at the In-House League playoffs. Game number 1, and we're good to go. Cursed Hollow, ladies and gentlemen. Left side of the map, Team HasuObs with X-Ray on ETC. Ultralisk on Greymane, Banana on Ana. Max Passion on Rexa, and HasuObs on Junkrat. On the right side of the map, Zaelia on Liming. We have Sven on Blaze, Enabler on Malfurion, Ruzzo on Sylvanas, and Masquerade on Tyrael. Alright, let's go and check out which team makes it happen. New habits on the level 1 for Blaze, looking for the unstoppable frames here. And we actually have Force Armor for Li Ming right now. Alrighty, so let's have a bit of a look what's going on here in the middle as we have a little bit of a brawl setup. But Greymane already moved straight up to the top side. Not a lot's going to be happening for him here. And let's have a look. Yeah, right now, this is the map, by the way. I feel like in terms of the core mechanics that we see recently, especially the one on Dragonshire, seems incredibly powerful. This stone thingy that they have, where you more or less stun a hero for, what was it, 1.75 seconds? 1.5 seconds? 1.75 is incredibly powerful, but Cursed Hollow is actually not too bad either, because if you don't dodge out on that ability, then you have your armor reduced by 75 for 4 seconds, which is just nuts. Doesn't, of course, really matter if there's nobody there to capitalize on that, but if the opponent's team is defending and you all of a sudden get that much of a hit, you are in trouble. As is Tyrael, trying to get at least some trade value after he is first blood in this game. But that's a quick kill against the frontliner on Team Zaelia's side. And HasuObs and his boys are now showcasing that they are going to attempt to bring this to the next round. Yeah, they definitely are going to take Zaelia and his team serious after what happened yesterday to Nick. I was pretty nuts there. And it was honestly surprising to me. I mean, again, the series was actually a wild one, going back and forth here, but it was kind of cool to see how Zaelia and his team absolutely turned up the heat on Nick and his boys. So the mainly assassin team actually couldn't make it into the next round. But right now, Team Zaelia, let's see if they can go through HasuObs here, as the Germans are going to try to bring all that efficiency to the table and advance to the next round of the tournament. But of course, the big sensation was definitely a Team Lulba. And yeah, at this point, we have to officially rename them into Lulba, because let's be honest here, 0-8, that's an insane record. I mean, people still talk about the 0-40 of North America, and I guess we are going to talk about Lulba's 0-8 for quite some time. A little bit unfortunate for him, of course, that his name is leading the team here, because he's not alone there, but still. Yeah, another setup. Look at that. Could have actually been another kill opportunity for them, but it's all of a sudden a 5 versus 4, 5 versus 3 actually. Rexa still at the bottom of the map. Greymane is trying to get the Siege Giant camp all the way at the top side. And with the first tribute now spawning, because they still need to defend over here. Nice, okay. Junkrat gets a couple of those on the other side of the gate, so that the fort helps out with the defense. Top side Siege Giants have now taken, starting to move towards Blaze, so that allows them to rotate into the middle a little bit quicker and try to get tribute number 1 on this map. Get the first objective here locked down. Alright. Blaze actually still against HasuObs at the top. Gets rooted and detected, falling right into the steel trap there. And off we go. 3 minutes in, and the first objective is on the map. Alright. Sleep Dart is hitting. Yeah, Ana. Ah, what a setup again. And what a kill. Zaelia down, and Banana Age again initiating another big pick here. Able to get the Sleep Dart connected, following up number 2. And that was actually really well done by him. And it leads to a kill. It leads to an easy tribute. Banana Age and his Ana never really changes. So, yep, there's that. Okay, down to the bottom of the map. Seems like Sylvanas might be in a bit of trouble. Where's the wave when you need it? Apparently on cooldown. That's a problem. There's the stun. Do they get a follow-up? Yeah, they're trying. And that's the end of Sylvanas. 3 kills against 0, and the blue team is just picking kills all over the place. Small lead in experience for them now. They have, of course, the momentum on the map and make it a bit more difficult for the opponent. Good setup again. Power slide into the mine, and bam! Kill number 4 is on the board. Yeah, even the B-step. Banana Age immediately coming in with the B-step. Like, what you got, boys? It's actually pretty cool to see these setups. I mean, first of all, we have the setup of Ana getting the Sleep Dart through. X-Ray, always good for a power slide to set something up for the rest of the team as well. And HasuObs with a follow-up here through the mine, pushing them back. And look at Ultralisk. Ultralisk the entire time, and when he doesn't have vision, he stays topside. Super disciplined. Is just sitting tight saying, like, yep, I have no reason to move out onto the lane. You guys are not going to gank me here. I'm just going to sit tight here and wait for the experience to come to me. Not going to give you an opening. And let the rest of the team do their rotations. And it's actually really cool. So the discipline and the caution, definitely something that we should recommend them for here. So far, a very solid game from them. But now they take a bit of a beating in this bottom fight before Greymane is even there. He pushes out another wave in the middle of the map, though. They're trying to get a little bit closer to level 10, but it seems like they're going to let this one slide. Yeah. Trying to get the detonate, but it was too far out. Masquerade actually moved just between the two. Good job by him. And that's a tribute for a tribute. That's actually really nice because, again, the next one they're most likely going to lose out on it, considering the discrepancy in experience. But Greymane is already sitting topside, pushing this out now as well, and just trying to prep for the next setup here. Okay. Neutralisk is in. Sven, immediate jump over with the jet propulsion. This time Greymane gets actually caught here. But look at this. This is not something that you necessarily would expect right now, because Greymane isn't even there, but topside does the same thing. So both of the teams are currently busy around the boss. And these have just spawned, of course. I mean, 5 minutes in, the bosses spawn. Normal camps spawn at the 1 minute mark. So easy pickings for both of the teams. But Greymane is already setting up the Siege Giants, and that means that those Siege Giants are gonna do a fairly decent job against the boss. Boss is gonna break through that wall, but I don't really think that the fort is gonna fall. Not with the Siege Giants. The way that oh, actually with Sylvanas that might be a different story, you're right. But the Siege Giants are gonna help, because they should be kind of safe behind the fort when the boss moves in. It's another tribute that we're fighting over now, and that means also Sylvanas has to fall back and can't actually stay with a push. So they have to check that out. Yeah, and here at the top, as you can tell, Siege Giants are helping with the defense, and that's actually really, really important. Down at the bottom of the map, this wall has nearly fallen already, but it seems a free tribute for the team. Eye of Horus on level 10 for Ana, by the way. Yeah, Ana gets the Eye of Horus set up over here. Boss is down. Fort has taken a little bit of damage, not really a whole lot. At the bottom of the map, we're seeing a similar picture. But again, it's not going to be too much. It's pretty much a fairly even exchange that we saw between the two of them. With the one difference, of course, tribute goes over to Team HasuObs. So there is a bit of a difference. The rotation towards the bot lane made that happen. Camps are not taken. Still fairly even in experience and anything else, but of course that kill discrepancy between the two teams already highlights that in team fights up to this point, the red team didn't really have a lot of luck here. Alright, oink oink to the bottom. Now with level 10, we also have now Mosh Pit available for ETC. And in those corners, X-Ray could set something up for sure for them. Yeah, jet propulsion, nice! And the sanctification used to try and push them back. No kill taken though. That's two ults. Oh, sorry, that's one ult that they just used. I mean, they used two. They used Wave of Force as well, but it's of course going to be back in a second. And that's a big cooldown that they just burned here. Tribute, this would be a curse against Team Zaelia if it ever comes to that. And I have to remind everyone again, if they lose, they're out. Whichever team loses this series is out. Damn, that was a bunker just at the last moment. Good kill though against ETC, nicely done. Blaze is still alive and is already starting on the channel. Camp in the middle of the map is pushing a bit on the mid lane and might be able to do some damage, but probably not enough. They're trying to go again for the channel after the interrupt of Junkrat was successful. And this is of course starting to hurt a little bit. Yep, here we go. The retargeting beam here. So far we didn't really see it in action in this game. But as you've seen yesterday, it has a huge impact on how aggressive teams can be around pushes at the forts. So definitely something to be aware of in this recent patch. Big changes for sure to the game. There's no doubt about it. So right now, level 13 talents and the Sword of Justice. I gotta admit that on this map, I really like when teams go into the Holy Ground still, because you have so many nooks here when a good Sword of Justice, a good Holy Ground can really just cordon them off completely. There's a lot of gaps over here that you can close nearly completely with a well-placed Rune, so that's definitely something, but you give up some of that mobility, and we see actually Sword of Justice a lot recently. X-Ray again in trouble, it's a trap, and he is down. Not even Bananasana can do anything about that. And yeah, Greymane straight up the top again. But the last 2 kills went over to the red team, so they're definitely fighting back for it. And now that we have ETC dead, the problem of course is that the next tribute is spawning, and there's going to be a curse. And if it's taken by Team Zaelia, then HasuObs and his boys are going to be on the receiving end of a little bit of a beating, I'd say. Yeah, bot lane Ford is already getting attacked. Sylvanas is doing her thing. Yeah, I can already see the retargeting here once that the hero aggro was taken. That's a lot of armor lost as well. So that was nearly a kill. But the tribute, interrupt, nice. The Eye of Horus is also in, so they have another interrupt potential. And they're using this also. Top side, this is going to destroy at least the wall, depending on how long the fight at the bottom of the map lasts. It could even damage the fort. They're trying to make the play here. Eye of Horus is still in. 4 kills against 2. Everybody is again around, trying to go for the kill. Bunker on the ground, but destroyed already. Sven barely surviving here. Sanctification has been used, and they're making the plays right now. Trying to push them back, waiting for Misha to come back up. 15 versus 14. Slight advantage for Team Zaelia as they're moving into this one. Illusionist is out for Li Ming since 13, so that's definitely going to help her with the Calamity value. Interrupt against Malfurion, but Junkrat is down, and Mal finishes the channel a second later. Top side has taken damage, wall is gone, Fort has taken a bit more damage after it. Rutsu is trying to get out, and might actually fall. Slide in, Mosh pit against 1, and that's a kill against Sylvanas. Can they get Malfurion? Indeed they can. Malf is down, the fight not over by any means. A 4 versus 3. Count Misha and it's 5. Misha actually on strike apparently. Striking for more food, but it doesn't matter. Masquerade is gonna fall too, and that's a 5-man team wipe right here in this game. Great plays. Of course, they need to try and get back on those lanes and defend those. They have the lead and experience right now, and this curse shouldn't do a lot. Fort is already gone. They go instead for the boss, can make the double boss play even. And thanks to the the Siege Giants top side, this lane hasn't even pushed. This lane couldn't even do anything. So now they get the big kills in, 9 kills against 3. They wipe them off the map. They go for the boss immediately afterwards. This boss is going to push out the lane, no problem whatsoever. Curse is over, and it hasn't really done a whole lot. I mean, the top fort is suffering a bit of damage, but it's not really a big deal. And I suppose that they can still catch the free experience in the middle if they just rotate over. Could even move towards the top side now and attempt to get the boss here. We have 16 talents versus 16, but it seems like the red team is actually trying to get the boss themselves, which also means they're abandoning the bot lane. Bot lane is getting completely abandoned here. HasuObs comes in with a Riptire attempt, gets some damage connected, but the boss is already claimed. So Zaelia and his team, quick about it, lock it in. But again, it comes at a cost. The bot lane is exposed, loses the fort, and might lose even more. Boss is taken, and very likely will take the top fort down. Should be stopped shortly after that. Li Ming and Sylvanas are now moving down to the bottom of the map to deal with all of this. Damage output, 29,000 for Li Ming, 23,000 for Junkrat. Greymane is on 22k. And there we go. 9 kills against 3 now. Still Tyrael in the middle of the map. Pushing out here. But it's a nice back and forth play. And it was really back and forth so far. 1 tower down, wall a little bit damaged. Too much. And that curse, of course, did not nearly do as much as they were hoping to accomplish with the first objective that they were able to secure. So, there's the setup, there's the stun, there's the slide, it's party time! And Blaze wants to party as well. Party harder, baby! Yes, there's the explosion of Tyrael. They're trying to get more damage in against Sven. Another power slide might actually do the trick, but the jet propulsion comes off cooldown at the same time and allows him to escape. The kill against Tyrael, definitely worth it though. Now we have 10 kills against 3 in this game. And of course an opportunity to make the next play. Down to the bottom, to the mid lane actually. The catapult is eliminated. Over here, Siege Giants have now also been taken. Bot lane. There are Siege Giants for the red team. Eventually they're going to push in, so something to really watch out for as the top push continues. But with Tribute spawning, we have another kill. Blaze goes down, and that's a bad... Oh my god. Zaelia's gonna die too, isn't he? That's a bad time to lose 2 heroes here. Tries to get away, can't really get out of range. That's definitely a curse against the red team, and they just lost 2 heroes. This is not looking good for them at all. They're gonna suffer in this curse now. Yeah, lanes are taken, experience is claimed, close to 20 now for Team HasuObs. Definitely a great setup for them now. Hasu's taking this, top fort is gonna fall 100%. Curse about to be claimed. Yep, Ana channels completely through. And now the push in the middle. Bottom Siege Giants will eventually be overwhelmed by the waves that come in. And now, of course, the attempt to go for at least the keep. I mean, you want to get something out of this. You nearly have level 20. You need to try and get an advantage here that is really tangible. And the more structures you can take down, especially once you are able to destroy the keeps, the better. Let's not forget, with the new tower, fort, and keep mechanics, it is incredibly difficult to take keeps down if there are any defenders. During a curse, on the other hand, this is the easiest time that you're ever gonna have to make that happen. So definitely a whole new dynamic to Cursed Hollow in patch 50.0. And taking a keep down is huge now. It's really huge. And they should be able to make that happen now. They already have the upgrade for the Ioros, by the way. The Deadeye is in. The keep is down. And they might actually be able to do even more damage in the middle. I don't really think they can go for the double keep play, but even if they just take the wall down, that's going to mean a lot. A bit of extra damage against the keep would also be great. Yeah, Hasu thinking about it, but again, this one can be picked up whenever they want to. But big setup now for them. No level 20, by the way, for Rexa just yet. Usually we will see kill command on 20. Don't really have a reason to doubt that the talent is going to be taken again, but we'll see soon TM. Tower's immediately retargeting on ETC, by the way, once that he pushes in and tries to take Tyrael down. Camps, again, focused. Both teams are trying to get the extra push in on the lane. Down here, on the other hand, in the middle, it seems like they were thinking about even invading. Couple of additional bombs go already through, and there's that. So another fort down. Good position, for sure, for Team HasuObs, but as we've learned plenty of times, a comeback is always possible. You win a big team fight towards the end of the game, and you can turn things around. Especially since we currently have level 20 in the grasp of them. By the way, there is a massive thunderstorm all of a sudden. It's insane. Just before I started casting today, it was a pretty sunny day actually, but it was supposed to be rainy for the next few days, so I was a little bit surprised. And just before I started casting, skies got pretty dark, and I was just like, oh, look at that, 5 o'clock and it's already dark. It's a little bit weird. And just as I was casting here, all of a sudden there was just thunder outside, and the last one that just hit. For a second I really thought you guys might even hear it through the microphone, but holy hell. Like, it is a bit crazy right now. If I wouldn't know better, I would say there's like massive missiles being launched somewhere and explosions everywhere, but no, we actually have apparently a massive thunderstorm brewing outside. Which I hope is not really going to affect my setup here, but it hasn't so far during the time that I lived in Spain, so yeah. But again, that one was crazy. Okay, back to the game though. I mean, we didn't miss anything. It's 20 versus 20 now, as expected. Kill command is in for Rexa, and the Storm talents have been claimed for Team Zaelia. And they are trying now to make this one happen over here. They want to win that fight, because if that boss is taken, the bot lane keep is likely going to fall, and they kind of need to try and prevent that. We have with 12 kills against 3 still a huge kill lead. By the way, bit of an idea for you guys over the experience spread, if you want to have a look at this. Passive experience is actually fairly even. Structure experience, there's an advantage, of course. Big difference in heroes experience that we have. And the minion experience goes over to Team Zaelia. This is why they were actually able to close that gap in XPs to get Storm Talents in 20 just in time. So that was an important one. And, well, let's have a little bit of a look over here. That power slide again. Trying to get Tyrael for the second time. Now, the red team is under a bit of a time constraint because of this top side. They can let the tribute go though. No team has tributes now, so this one isn't really all that important. If you can take it, of course, that's great, but it's more about the boss down here than anything else. So the tribute is a little bit of a side effect in all of this. But the more time that the red team loses, the more difficult it is going to become for them to defend the top lane as these catapults push in together with the siege giants, and that is problematic. They interrupt with the Deadeye, Yeah, Ana definitely delivering on that. And let's not forget about Junkrat, who with those mines is just a huge nuisance. Nice poke from Zaelia at least. But again, the top lane is pushing. Here comes the power slide. ETC going in. Liming down. Quick kill against her. They're trying to get the follow-up against Sven. Mosh pit, baby. And they take Sylvanas. Double kill. They go for the triple. They go for the quad kill. They want it all. And the explosion, the value. Greymane is down. Can Blaze get away? That's the question. Core is starting to lose shields, by the way, at the top side. Blaze is eliminated, and over here, 2 catapults. Third one is moving in, and that's problematic. Yeah, Malfurion is currently the only survivor here, and he's trying to prevent the worst, but at this point, it's a foregone conclusion. Too many catapults, too many siege giants, and the team is rotating into Team Zaelia, starting today's losers bracket match with a big L as Team HasuObs comes in for the victory on map number 1 of the best of 3 series here at the Inhouse League playoffs. GG and well played as the blue team locks in the victory. Towers of Doom. Map number 2. First map was already pretty cool. Team Zaelia trying to fight back into the game the entire time. Doing a decent job with this. Now we're going into Towers of Doom because Team Zaelia said, you know what, boys, we would really like to have the first pick here, so you get the map choice. And as usual, Team HasuObs just said, well, in that case, we're gonna go for Towers. Zarya again gets banned out again. And we have, for now, also the ban against Abathur again. Killjoys. All those killjoys on Team Zaelia the entire time here. It's a little bit of a sad one. I want to see the slug. I want to see him in the game. I want to see a little bit action around this. And we are getting that denied completely. It is unfortunate. So, here comes the ban against Zul as usual. Still, of course, a hot topic. Even after the tiny nerfs that he received in the recent patch. But still a little bit powerful for everybody, so nobody really wants him on the other side of the team. Tyrael as a first pick. I mean, again, he is climbing. He's climbing in that priority more and more and more because of the way that the meta is currently playing out. Obviously, there's a couple of other aspects as well, since most of these teams are just mixed teams. So, for now, ETC and Ana get both locked in. I've seen this somewhere before. Oh yeah, last game, exactly. So, Tyrael, Blaze, and Liming from Team Zaelia. What does that remind me of? I can't put my finger on it. I mean, honestly, that draft up to now is identical to what we've seen in the previous game. Including the Medivh ban. All the bans, all the picks, identical to what we had in the last game. I mean, they're pretty much drafting the exact same composition right now. And honestly, from Team Hasu's side, they're probably sitting there like, boys, we kind of won with that, and we felt pretty good doing it, so if you want to play the same setup again, we're game. It's the same draft! It's the exact same draft! They're mirroring the entire picks, even the order is the same. And Team Zaelia is like Hasu and his boys are just sitting there like, guys, we just won the last map. Like, I don't know if you realize, but we are pretty comfortable with this draft. If you want to give us the same draft, we are more than happy to do that. We're playing the same game with you. That's totally cool. But Team Zaelia, are they going to mix something up? There's Malfurion again. Ah, the last pick. Okay, they changed the last pick a little bit. No Sylvanas this time. Maiev instead. What do we get for Hasu? Let me think. I mean, he played Hammer the last time that we saw him on this map. Junkrat is open too. If he still wants to play the exact same draft that they played previously, then by all means, lock it in. So he has the choice right now. Hey, there's the Hammer. Alright, exactly as like the last time that they played on this map. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Game number 2. HasuObs in the lead with his boys. This is the best of 3 series, the final one in the tournament, or so I was told. And with that, we are jumping into Towers of Doom, our second map between Team Zaelia and Team HasuObs. Game number 2. Whoop, whoop. X-Ray on ETC. I mean, again, you've seen this before. Ultralisk on Greymane, Ana on Banana, HasuObs on Sergeant Hammer, and Max Passion on Rexa. Exactly 2 heroes are different from the previous game, and at least on the side of Team HasuObs, the change doesn't surprise me in the slightest, because, well, they play Hammer a lot on this map, and why wouldn't you switch this out? On the right side, Enable on Malfurion, Rutzo with the 1 swap compared to the previous game's draft. He's on Maiev, Sven on Blaze, Zaelia on Liming, and Masquerade on Tyrael. Okay, let's check this out. For now, what do we have? We have a little brawl in the middle, but that's not really gonna be an actual fight, because already Rexa topside and at the bottom of the map, Ana and good old Sergeant Hammer. So what we're most likely gonna see, the way that this has played out in the past, is that HasuObs and his team, they let out of the first 3 altars on the first rotation, 2 go, settle for a single altar that they take, and the reason is fairly simple. Oh, X-Ray, careful. The reason is actually fairly simple around this. The main reason why you do that is because as long as Sergeant Hammer doesn't have her level 7 talent, it's a little bit tricky to really get the lock on the on the third altar. I mean, if you have games, or if you have games between combos that are incredibly even, then what normally happens is that as you are moving up to the top, you have an exchange top right and top left, and then the big fight over the bottom altar starts up. But lately, when we've seen the blue team play on this map, they let during the first altar phase, the third one over here, go, and then fight back once that Hammer has the level 7. If this is going to be the same over here, I guess it's going to be determined if they can get early kills and a few more things. But generally speaking, that's what we can expect for now, all things staying equal. That, on the other hand, is already a bit more of a setback. Could even be a kill, but Hasu is still alive. Banana with a really nice setup again for those quick snipes that he wants to get out. 0 kills against 0. Pumpkins have been stolen though, so that was an aggressive rotation from Team Zaelia. As you can see on the minimap, they didn't take theirs yet. They only took part of it, but then they rotated over to try and invade here. And they did it with success, so they steal the camp away, which is actually quite huge. So we don't have the trade between pumpkin camps, and that gives them a bit of a lead now. Anybody else? He is now up at the top. Right, jet propulsion, level 4 talent, siege tactic coming in now for Hasu, dominance for Liming, hunter gatherer on the side of Rexa. No surprises thus far. Yeah, and rotation maybe from Greymane, already thinking about coming in. Zaelia's a little bit low and is currently frontlining it hard here, already attempting to move out, as X-Ray was saying like, hey, if you follow me a little bit more, I'm gonna power slide your ass and you're gonna have a big problem on your hand. But yeah, Greymane stayed in the middle, didn't rotate in. He's the one with the burst damage. They try to escort the pumpkins in right now. And let's go. Yeah, the tether into the root. And X-Ray with a slide. That was a fantastic power slide by him. If he slides anywhere else, he's very likely going to fall. But he actually hit 3 heroes with it and stunned them out. So that allowed him to escape a bit more. Here comes the attack against Enabler this time. Greymane wants the kill. Blaze is stealing the top left though. Blaze is stealing top left. So that is actually a big problem now, because this could lead to Team Zaelia taking all 3 altars. Blaze is moving towards the top right, stealing this one too. And now Hasu and his team are more or less forced to fight here without Sergeant Hammer having the level 7, so they can't really go for that setup that they usually play over in this game. So they might lose all 3. They get the kill against Tyrael though, and that's of course a game changer. That changes the situation quite a bit. A counter kill against X-Ray would help. Can they get that one? Not quite. X-Ray out of mana, that doesn't help their cause either. Now Misha is gone, and this is actually starting to look a bit more dicey, because we have Zaelia with a 3rd lockdown. That's now 40 against 28. Yeah, that kind of hurts a little bit. The fight at the bottom of the map wasn't really a bad one, but Team Zaelia reacted quickly. Stealing this one away changed the game completely, and the initial plan that HasuObs and his team had. So now they're 12 points behind, and that is actually, that hurts a little bit. Yeah, that definitely hurts a bit for them. So once that level 7 is in, those fights are going to look very, very different. But at least for the time being, that's a setback. Okay, so Masquerade. Okay. Yeah, he's hiding. He's playing the ninja here. Rest of the team is already looking tight. And there's the jump. Waits for the rest of the team. They isolate them, trying to steal the camp away again. Banana gets tethered in. And they need to be very careful with this now. They get the kill against Graven. Zaelia and his boys are looking fantastic. Banana needs to be careful. He's really, really low on HP, so is the rest of the team. Can they also lock Rexa down? They're trying to. They got the kill against Greymane, and they're trying to also drop Max Passion, and that should be a kill. Yes, of course. You can run, but you can't hide, baby. 2 kills against 2. Good setup. Really aggressive stance now from Team Zaelia. After map number 1, they did well. Kind of a bit of a wake-up call, I'd say. It's too early for them. Boys just woke up. Need to get that coffee in game number 1 under their belt, you know, before they can really push that through. Alright, 2 kills against 2 over here. There's the next pumpkin camp that they take. It's kind of funny actually to think about it that Team HasuObs hasn't been able to lock down a single pumpkin camp for themselves. They haven't taken a single one yet. So altars are spawning. This is normally where you see the even exchange again. And at least for now, I hope that's what's happening here. Or Team HasuObs needs to be careful that they don't end up with a 40-0. Boss even gets triggered. Rutsu is getting the channel out. HasuObs is still at the bottom of the map. And that means that this topside fight is a 5 versus 4. They're trying to win this, but Hasu, as I said, is still at the bottom of the map. So that's a problem. Max Passion is getting stunned again. Bam, and he's down. Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Last time I checked, none of these teams are from North America. But we are starting to get closer and closer to a 42-0. Huh. Alright. Yeah, there's the hits in. I mean, there is, of course, still the rumor that has so far been unconfirmed that if a German player, the leader of the team, the captain, loses a Towers of Doom game, Towers of Doom game without even taking a single altar, a 40-0, that they lose their German citizenship and are forced to immigrate to the States. So there is, I mean, again, unconfirmed right now. I'm just repeating what I heard. But last time I talked to Angie, she hinted at that. So, HasuObs needs to be careful here. At the same time, I wouldn't mind game number 3, not gonna lie. So, let's have a look. Off we go. There's already the Eye of Horus, and of course the BFG for HasuObs. 3 kills against 2, 40 points against 20. Yeah, still. Another camp about to be taken. They're losing every single pumpkin camp over here. I mean, every single one. Yeah, that one's down. Eliminated quickly. X-Ray and his boys are just sitting there trying to defend this. Mosh pit! And the interrupt. Sanctification. Li Ming didn't get caught. Now we have another kill. Hasu is down to. What a difference a game makes. I mean, seriously, the difference from game 1 to game 2 is absolutely nuts. We've been looking at the draft the entire time and been talking about how this is pretty much just a mirror in terms of hero picks from what we've seen in the previous game, with the exception of a hero on each side. But this momentum that we now see for Team Zaelia is absolutely bonkers. I mean, it is a bit crazy right now. If they lose the bell tower now as well, this is just nuts. I mean, there's already Sven just trying to get the channel through. Maybe Banana can interrupt. Finally another kill, and the interrupt is there, so they might not lose both of them. Oh, the interrupt down here too. Well done. Alright, they are fighting back right now. Yeah, HasuObs, he might have been listening to the stream here, and he's like, wait a second, I'm gonna lose my citizenship? I gotta go over to North America. Look at this. He's pausing the game because he's so nervous. I absolutely understand that too. I mean, he probably didn't know. He's just confirming, you know. He's gonna give Angie a call and says like, hey, Angela, listen. I just listened to Khaldor talk about that I'm not gonna lose my citizenship and have to emigrate actually over to the States if I lose the game here without taking at least a point. He's like, dude, I watched HTC, okay? If you get 40-0, there's only one way to go. So Hasu just confirming everything. And you can bet your ass that he's going to try and make sure that they're at least going to grab one of these altars, even if they lose the map over here. So as we have our 3-2-3 moment, we have Masquerade and his boys already moving out. And Hasu is just saying, okay, guys, whatever we do, just like focus. We need one of those two. Anything else doesn't matter to me anymore. But you can't. I don't know. I'm not moving. I'm not fucking moving. Hasu is mad. He's really mad. And at this point, I think he's fine now. He's fine, guys. He's fine. All right, he can stay. There we go. Shots are fired. 36. 36 is less than 40, in case it's someone out there had some trouble with basic math. But yeah, he's fine. He's totally fine. Okay, so with 4 kills to 4, there's the setup. Bot lane, the aggression is there. Teams are moving in. Finally, a couple of pumpkins for Team HasuObs as well. And with that, maybe even Hammer finally also paying off too. An attempt to push the bell tower, but yeah, they're not sieging up on this too hard. Okay, 20 points against 32 right now. What else do we get? 30,000 damage for Li Ming, 22,000 for HasuObs on Sergeant Hammer. Okay, so top side, push out by Sven. And Max Passion retreating as we speak. Down to the bottom of the map. Masquerade. Nearly getting sniped here. But Banana H, not quite that precise when it comes to the Eye of Horus kills. But Masquerade also trying to get a bit of a record as a juke master of the game. Yeah, 13 versus 30. I mean, in terms of kills and in experience, it's pretty much identical what we're seeing here. It's the big difference comes in points on the core. But this is Towers of Doom. This is the comeback map, right? You gain access later on to those bell towers. You take a few of them down with Sergeant Hammer plus Greymane, and you're good to go. Top side, Misha! Oh, the kill. Peter has been informed. This is unacceptable. Exer was trying to see if he can maybe set a mosh pit up, but Rutsu already sniffing it out. Double checking, not face checking. That's how you do it. And the push through the bottom of the map now. Alright, here we go, boys. Ultralisk is starting to move in. And let's go. HasuObs gets attacked, and he gets wrecked. And so does ETC. X-Ray is down too. And Max Passion is a little bit too late. Yeah. He's like this one friend that you have that comes too late to every party. One guy that you don't want to talk to anymore. Every single time you're trusting in him, you know, he's just not there when he needs to be. He comes 5 minutes later. It's like, I thought we're meeting a half an hour later today. Yeah, Rexa, he's just that guy, you know. So they lose 2, and now they lose another 4 on the core. 16 to 32, still doubling the numbers. And talking numbers, as the boss is getting attacked here, let's talk about the numbers. 26,000 for Hammer. Oh, they're actually fighting for it. 5 versus 5. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit wild now. They actually abandoned the spot for a second. They don't have any ults yet. Yeah, their ults aren't back. There's a really nice steal. Steal is taken. There's no hold your ground over here. It's a sort of justice. Party time, baby. Whoop, whoop. Can they get the kill? My F. The tower aggro forces Greymane back. You can bet your ass that in the old patch he would have gone for that kill. With minions sitting right there, damn right he would have gone for it. 3 kills against the red team is still a pretty nice move after this. It's a pretty nice consolation prize that they just got for themselves. And the rotation towards the middle. Yeah, trying of course to get the experience over here. They already have level 16. That means also that we now look at Siege Giant for Sergeant Hammer. So it's going to make the life of Tyrael and Blaze a little bit more difficult. And what else are we going to get here? Well, Illusionist is obviously in on the other side. Now we should also see the Mirror Ball coming through. Once the 16 is claimed by Team Zaelia. We get the pumpkins. Is it triple altar phase? Is this the time where we see the bot bell tower fall? That's a big question. Right. Let's go, let's go. Here we have it. Mirror Ball is in. Burning Halo. And yeah, the Tyrael with that whole now attitude. It's a little bit annoying, but yeah. We all know a guy like that. Honestly, Tyrael is German. Tyrael is definitely German. I hate that fucker. Bound by law. The rules are the rules. You can't break the rules. He's definitely German. He's definitely German. 100%. I mean, that self-righteousness over there and that stickler for rules mentality that he has to be German. 100%. There's no denying it. Okay, Hasu and his boys trying to get access now to the bottom. The exchange has still started. Actually, exchange has not completely been happened. Top side, seems like Max Passion wants to redeem himself for losing out on this one earlier. So here comes another BFG. Good interrupt, a nice damage as well. And let's go, boys. Can they get it? 16 against 24. They're catching up. They're definitely catching up. Blaze is never gonna get this as long as Misha is still there. Never ever. So this is just a delay game. Oh, but the kill against Ana. The party time is fantastic, but so was the sanctification. And that's a kill against ETC. They're gonna lock this one in 100%, while Blaze is slowly losing the fight here. Can he buy enough time for rotation? No, he cannot, and that's outside of the range. Actually, it's not. Liming goes down too as HasuObs gets the auto attacks connected. Misha jumps in. They still haven't channeled it, and the rest of team is now here. But we're looking at a bell tower at the bot lane that has been claimed. So now it's 3 points against 5 that it can possibly take. Yeah, again, everybody just sniffing this out. 4 versus 4 upcoming. 4 versus 3, actually. Ultralisk also about to get taken down, and that's a staggered death just as the rest of the team comes back. Nicely done, Team Zaelia. Look at that. Sven on his Blaze, able to hold the altar long enough. Nearly dying, but now they're down to the single digits. 7 against 24. Not bad, ladies. Yeah, they're actually looking pretty good right now. That's pretty respectable what we're seeing here. Okay. Down at the bottom of the map. Can they get the kill against Hasu? Counter damage. Try to get Tyrael, and he's dead. And Hasu moves away, calculated, 130 hit points, no problem at all. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. Okay, so what else? Over here, we already have the move around with the next set of pumpkins. If they can escort that through, that would be great. But now that we just saw Tyrael fall, I think it's going to become a little bit dicey. Yeah, HasuObs. I mean, he eats the damage. The problem is once that they can siege him into the range of the bell tower, they should actually be able to reclaim it. They have 5 heroes on the map now against 4. Tyrael is going to be back for a little bit. Max Passion is already attempting to flank in here. So it's going to be more and more difficult for Team Zaelia to hold that position if they actually stay. And 10 seconds on Tyrael should still be a bit of time to get them a bit lower. Especially Zaelia is taking mad damage, and Enabler is also slowly but steadily going to run out of mana here. They're trying to take at least the pumpkins, but now that means that the rest of the team can start to jump in. With the next altar spawning at the bottom of the map. That's going to be pretty important. 19.5 nearly, so that little difference in experience might make a difference. But yeah, they're trying to go for the kill. They were actually waiting for him to pop out here. So they're just saying, hey, Tyrael is going to come back here and trying to use their tunnel, so let's try and lock him down. They also needed to go towards the altar from the top, since the left and the right have been taken against them. Big push topside, by the way. That one could threaten the altar, the bell tower a little bit. Yeah, and over here, it's all about the potential level 20. Oh, X-Ray, careful, bro. No hit points for him. Ana working on it already as we speak. If they can take the minion wave down here, it will also mean that eventually the minions that are pushing in are going to take the bell tower and reclaim it for them. So that's another aspect of what we're seeing here. But they can't really lose out on this down here. It's too spicy with 7 points on the core. Mosh Pit hits 2. Li Ming, BFG, and X-Ray. They cannot get the kill. Not just yet. Here comes the ult on Malfurion. They're trying to get Zaelia. He's so fucking low, but it doesn't matter. But the kill against Maiev sets them up for more, and they want the 20. Ultralisk with the kill against Sven. Nicely done. That's 2 heroes down, and there's a level 20 talent in the hands. With that, we have immediately the upgrade here for the Deadeye, and off we go. Left side, this one nearly down. They're already pinging it. This is an easy one to take. They don't even have to move in with Hasu. That minion wave alone is already eliminating it. So they are going to wait the channel out. They could even try and take this one, to be absolutely honest with you. With 3 heroes against 5, that's definitely one that's up for grabs. So they could delay this channel even longer, but they don't. They want to risk anything, especially since the boss is up at the top. Now that they have a little bit of vision on some heroes, it's going to be fine. I mean, Li Ming just shows up. But if the boss is taken, you don't want to lose this. You don't want to drop down to 3 points now. But what Hasu and the blue team now have to do is they have to build up the momentum. You need to try and make sure that you're building the momentum right now, because this is what late game Towers of Doom is all about. Who holds the momentum? Who holds map control? Who's able to get that bell tower control? 1 pumpkin, 2 pumpkins move in. And now, of course, the opportunity to push this out. Top side, boss got attacked. Zaelia is playing around it. Misha sniffs it out. 1 shot fired through the pumpkin at the bottom of the map. So that's 19 points now against 7 on the core side. Level 20 talents for both. And the kill attempt against Rutsun. He barely makes it out with the Vault of the Wardens just before the BFG comes in. X-Ray needs to wait for the cooldown before he can power slide again. Has the mosh pit also not up, so that's another issue. They can't really fight this completely. Nice setup over here on the other hand. Bunker barely saving them. That was a clutch one. And mosh pit is back in another 5. But that's a lot of ults that were just used. And Sanctification not being available is a problem if you're talking boss. And Hasu and his team, they should take it. They really should. They kind of need to take this one. They're so low, they need to remove these extra options for Team Zaelia to move points of the core here. Yeah, Max Passion rooted. Cage is down. Mosh pit against 2, but interrupted just a second later. A good power slide over here could still lead to some kills, since all of these heroes are incredibly low. 11 kills against 9. Team HasuObs has done fantastic in the kill department, but they are way, way behind on the other points here. Yeah, still the push top. The problem is really that if you go for this and your opponent just takes the top boss, then you're in trouble. But thankfully for the blue team, the red team just says, alright, we're going to fight you anyways. We're going to win that fight and then we're going to end the game. Take the altar first and then the rest. Now this time they of course don't have the option to fall back to the right side and try and go to the fountain. Because as you can tell, they are completely boxed in right now. They don't have a space to move back now. They can't move into this. With the new bell tower mechanics, you cannot move into this one. It's just not possible. You're gonna get wrecked immediately, even if there's a minion wave pushing. As soon as you try and turn around to try and help someone, the retargeting is going to absolutely murder you. They're going for Sven, here comes the attack, and you can already see it happen. I mean, you can already see it happen right there. It starts to target the heroes down, armor is being lost, they're just on the run. Bell tower has been channeled, that's 5 shots fired against Team Zaelia. They're down to 14 now. Still doubling the opponent's amount on the core. But it is getting closer and closer and closer. 89,000 damage for Liming. Top damage in this game for Zaelia. And then the follow-up with 50k on Maev's side. Maev already double-checking the top. We have 41,000 on Tyrael. Other side is also some serious damage dealers there. Especially, of course, with Sergeant Hammer and Greymane. Still double-checking the boss at the top. Masquerade jumps in. He has his level 13, so he can always move out, poke a bit of damage, and try and make sure that they're reclaiming this position. They need to. They need to reclaim this one. On the other hand, that's a kill attempt. Oh my god, Blaze. Eye of Horus to the face. The BFG would have eliminated him too. 3 more shots fired thanks to the pumpkins. 7 points against 9. Oh god, it's a problem. They can go for a boss now. Sanctification is up, so you have to be careful around it. But they are going to try and remove it. They should. They have the numeric advantage. And they still have a lot of ults available. Well, they have ETC's mosh pit available. That's a big threat. So they try to go for the boss. They have also Greymane who can really help out with this. The poke is there. Yeah, Misha is also assisting, trying to control the situation. And they're going to make their play now. There's no vision for the red team. They don't have vision around it, and they let it slide. 4 shots fired. Guys, we're down to 7 points against 5. 7 against 5. Here we go. And look at the top altar. Bell tower is going to get pushed in. Slowly but steadily. Wave after wave, it is slowly starting to lose hit points. And down here, different story. That's where Blaze needs to come back, and needs to come back quickly before that fight starts. Broccoli is back in play with 20 stacks on the level 4 for Malfurion. And Blaze is back to business. Big team fight now. Important team fight. No team can end here. But the momentum that you can build after the fight is of course huge. Kill command, and down he goes. He goes down. They try to get the kill against ETC. They do. Rutzo survives. Sven is dead though. Oh my god. And they get Maiev. They get Malfurion. Zaelia is trying to hide, and he's actually making it out. Gets away. Now they're trying to end the game. They can end the game if they take the bell tower and then get the channel, and that is definitely in the realm of possibility. There's sleep dart by Ana once again. They're stunned, and the kill. Nicely done. That has to be game. They're jumping in. The B steps already as Banana is just going for it, saying, what you guys gonna do? Huh? Sleep dart to the face. If you don't ban my Ana, then I'm gonna go bananas. So that's the fort, or the bell tower taken. That's a 5 versus 3 situation. The channel is happening, and this is the end of the game. Team HasuObs taking down Team Zaelia, kicking them out of the tournament, as the blue team advances to the loser bracket final. GG and well played. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.